Happy Friday. It is Queen Asia Shay Jackson checking in, and I hope this video finds you doing well. Yesterday, I posted a video where I talked about how I am trying to rediscover myself after being a mother for over 30 years. And I welcome any woman who resonated with some of the things that I was saying concerning trying to figure out who we are past the role of mom, wife, or being a caretaker. So there are 3 questions I believe every midlife woman should ask herself today. The first one is, what do you want the second half of your life to look like? I'll be honest, for me, as much as I poured into, sacrificed, gave, worked for other people, my kids, my husband, and now my aging parents, as much as I have given of energy to them, I want to also give at least as much to myself, which I know can seem foreign because especially if you're a mom, we're so selfless, and we always, or most times, put other people before ourselves. I want to take the time to really give to Shay. Give to Shay first, right? And I know selfish, it seems like it's selfish and all of that, but really it's not, because if you give to yourself first, love yourself, love your neighbor as you love yourself. If you love yourself, you're able to really give more to others, more than what you thought you could, because you will be giving out of your overflow instead of giving out of an empty cup. So for me, it's giving to myself first. Also, having fun. I went to the Essence Festival this past weekend. It was an amazing time, and I'll be honest, I can't remember the last time in 2025 is what I'll say, or even the last couple of years where I had so much fun. Now, I'm still recovering a little bit because I usually go to bed no later than 9:30. And so staying up at 1 o'clock to 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning to watch the different concerts, my body is saying, girl, what are we doing? Because who knows that being able to recover in your 50s and your 60s is a little different from when you were in your 40s and when you were in your 30s. So I like having fun. Also, what I would like the second half of my life to look like is doing something that I want to do. You know, we've operated so many years of doing what we needed to do, from paying bill, working to pay bills, taking care of people. And I'm not saying that to be irresponsible and not still do those things, but also figure out what we want to do, what makes us happy. Because we make everybody else happy, we do things to make sure everybody else is good. Why not do the same for ourselves? Also, I would like to travel. I want to see as much of this creation God has made, from going to Africa to going to China to going even up north. I've never been to Canada, so I want to just travel and see different parts of the world, because I wasn't able to do that because I had my first child when I was 21, and that's when the grind really started. Another thing, if you're married, is being able to have my marriage be so much better than the last 25 years. My husband and I got married. I was a single mom, so I already had a child, and our second child came a little bit after we got married. So we have never experienced just it being us. We started off hitting the ground running when we got married, being parents. And who knows that parenting is a whole beast in itself. So you add that to being newly married and not having an opportunity to set a good foundation. So our youngest is going off to college in the fall, and I am ready to be an empty nester. We've been semi-empty nesters and we've enjoyed it. I'm glad I can't get pregnant again. But I am ready to rediscover or enhance our marriage. So again, the first question that I want you to write down is, what would I like the second half of my life to look like? Okay. Second question, whose voice am I living for? Ooh, I'm gonna say it again. Whose voice am I living for? We have, and if you're like me, we want to be accepted. We want people to love us. And in that, there are times when, and I don't know about you, I know for me, I have lived based on what other people say to me, what people believe or assume I should be, and in wanting to just be accepted, be liked, I have let that guide my actions. Let other people's voice be my compass, from society to my parents to my husband, and not just Shay. So I'm going to ask you, whose voice are you living for? One thing that I am grateful for being older, I don't really too much care about how people feel about me. I'm still a work in progress. I haven't arrived, but it's a little bit more freeing when you're in your 50s to not care and realize at the end of the day, even when you bring the best version of yourself, you aren't going to make everybody happy. Baby, somebody is going to have something to say. There's going to be a critic. There's somebody that's going to critique it. There's somebody that's going to think you should have did it this way or you should have done it better. But who cares about what they say? And I think that that's where we need to get to, just to be happy. I absolutely love God. And first and foremost, if God is okay with me, then I'm going to be okay with me, apart from what anybody else says. And I want to ask you, what would your life look like if you live in a way that you didn't care if you disappointed anybody? Because again, somebody's going to be disappointed about something that you do or believe that you should do it in another way. But if you were good with you, and if you believe in God, God is good with you, y'all are tight, why not walk it out in that way and allow your voice to be the compass, God's voice in you to guide you, and not care about what other people say? And am I saying that you're going to wake up one day, hear this video and be like, girl, I got it, I don't care, and that's how I'm going to walk it out? I don't think so. I believe it's a process. I'll say that's how it's been for me. There are some things that I don't care what people think about, at the end of the day. But there are things that I'm still working on. And one of them is people seeing me as the tech person. God has blessed me with a talent to be in tech. And if you look at some of my older videos, I'm, doing videos about AI because I'm in cybersecurity. I've been in tech for over 20 years. I was one of the first people to be able to sign up for ChatGPT in the end of 2022. But it still doesn't interest me. I know how to create AI agents, everything, but it doesn't excite me. It does. That's not true. It excites me, but it wanes. Public speaking though, I absolutely love public speaking. And that's what I want to be known for. But if an associate of mine, a friend of mine, people that know me when I go speak at conferences and partner with organizations, they know me for math or tech, but I don't want that to be the voice to guide me. I want to live in my truth unapologetically and with everything I have, to show up for me first and let all those other voices, and I'm saying it for you to all dim down all those other voices and let the voice of God, let your voice be the loudest one you hear and operate in it. The third question is, what dream do you have that still whispers to you? What dream do you have that still whispers to you? We have sacrificed and given, as I mentioned, so much to other people. We've had dreams where, I'll be honest, and I'll speak for myself, that had been buried deep because, I have kids to take care of. I can't think about what I want to do because I have these kids I need to take care of. I have a husband and I need to tend to. And now in this part of my life, I have aging parents. But there are moments when I'm daydreaming or just thinking about something in the quiet, or just being still in those quiet moments. And there's something that I think about. A dream, a vision that I've had. What is yours? If you still have it, even after everything that you've been through in life, after loss, after having challenges, after motherhood, if you're a widow, if you're divorced, if you're separated, and everything that comes along with life, what is that one dream you have that still reverberates in your spirit? It's meant for you to live it out. And I'll be honest, I think that this is a great time during your midlife. Why do I say that? Because you have so much more wisdom, you have experience that you can bring that you didn't have when you were in your 20s, when you were in your 30s, when you were in your 40s. You have a level of excellence you can bring now because you've lived life. So again, what dream do you have that may have been buried deep? You thought, oh, it's not going to happen, but it's still coming up. Even if you've had tragedy happen, it's still coming up. Even if you've been in a dark season that seems like it will never end, I understand, it's still coming up. That is your purpose. And I challenge you to write it down, write the vision down. That's Habakkuk 2:2. Make it plain and challenge yourself to take one small step in the next 7 days to either reconnect to that dream or take a step closer to fulfilling it. Again, the 3 questions that every midlife woman should ask herself today is, what do I want the second half of my life to look like? Whose voice am I living for? And another good question to add along to that is, and should I? And the third question is, what is that dream that you have buried that is still whispering to you? I am Queen Naja Shay Jackson. Celebrate your life. Enjoy it. You deserve it. I'll talk to you later.